the design of both the cocktail lounge on the main level as well as the hotel. Our ownership group has this property under contract, and we are set to close early December. One of the in order to get our hotel business model to work out, it would require us to have a licensed premises, liquor license on the main level of the premises, and so we're here for that important step today. And to be clear, because I know there is an important distinction, there will be overlap between the ownership groups, but the businesses will be separate. There will be a hotel, and there will be this cocktail lounge and future restaurant, provided, of course, we're issued this license. If successful here tonight, we will be back with the overall plan along with our architect to show you the concept plan in more detail for the hotel. But for now, we're focusing our attention on the Badger Room. We do plan to construct a cocktail lounge initially on the main level, and then later, as additional space becomes available to us, we plan to implement a full service restaurant and a supper club style. Also would use the original Badger Room name. So we're very excited to get started with our construction, which is expected to commence in the spring. And I am joined by two of my business partners, Peter Goodwin and Andy Crone. So amongst the three of us, we hopefully can answer any questions you might have about our plans.
Anybody?
I have a question about what the issue we just discussed with the 90-day interval. It's probably unlikely that you'd be open for business within 90 days. Is that correct?
That's a fair statement, correct.
But you're hoping to shortly thereafter, or you're moving forward quickly on construction?
As quick as we possibly can, and we will certainly be back here to give you updates.
Sure. Is there any restriction on?
Just for, I guess, point of clarification and information, this is something we're going to be discussing in the future, because clearly when we offer a liquor license up to an enterprise, that's going to take some time to get in. Our ordinance needs to be different, needs to be changed. And we have been here traditionally every single time that a restaurateur comes in with a request for a liquor license, invariably they have to ask for an extension or several. And we've seen some of these projects actually go, up to 2 years with extensions.
Especially with COVID delays.
Yeah, it's a good question for what's happening here tonight, and what we're going to be talking about in the future will not impact what's happening here tonight. But just so everybody knows, this is something we're discussing that we do need to review. We do need to come up with a different approach to this.
Yeah, and just to be clear, your code at section 145-12 sub F indicates timely startup and continuation as an ongoing condition of an alcohol beverage license issued under this article, and that's 90 days. That being said, the council in its discretion may extend the 90-day startup or continuation in situations in which the applicant or licensee is not able to start up within 90 days or continue to be open for business for 90 days due to circumstances such as extensive remodeling of a licensed premise, or where the license is issued for new construction and the applicant shows that the construction cannot reasonably be completed within the 90-day period or similar circumstances. So your code does contemplate this particular structure. I don't know, Ryan, if you can share what your timeline looks like, or when you would, I know you anticipate to close in December, but moving forward, what that would look like, just to give the council a sense as to when this particular part of the operation might begin?
Correct. Thank you. Yeah. So we got to be a little sensitive. There are tenants in the building, retail tenants in the main level. We will have control over the premises. We are proposing to put the cocktail lounge in by second quarter of 2026. And I'll leave it at that. And that's when construction would start, and our construction timeline from our general contractor for the hotel component, which obviously relates to the cocktail lounge as well, is about the 8-month time frame. Not saying that's how long it would take for the main level, but just to know that's kind of the total construction timeline for the hotel itself.
Yeah, well, just so you know, we're sensitive to that. We understand completely. and we will be addressing this in the future.
I think that was part of my question, is I'm very much in favor of a project. I think the idea that there's gonna be a hotel is great, really looking forward to that. I wondered, and obviously we have to follow our code, so we'll do the 90 days and then they'll have to come back and extend. I was just wondering if we could make it more open-ended for them now, or we're not allowed to, perhaps.
No, you certainly can at this point. The code gives you the discretion to extend that 90-day period. So if you know on the front end that they're not going to be ready to go in 90 days, and you want to review it in 6 months, or whenever you think is appropriate, that would be just
We
fine.
could do that. Okay,
Would that need to
thank you.
be added to the motion tonight then, that
Yeah.
we're going
Yes.
to, so we would,
Yes. Ryan, you were saying 9 months, weren't you?
Well, I'm saying that's the construction timeline for the hotel. Really, and obviously that relates to what we're doing on the main level. So,
So you tell us, what's a good time period?
well, because of the timeline from, the commencement date is not immediate. I guess what
Right.
I would respectfully request is if we could be back here before you in 12 months' time, because then
Okay.
we would certainly, you're going to hear from us well before that, because we have to get our plans to you for the hotel piece, but that would, I think, would certainly be more than reasonable in our opinion.
Okay, so whose motion was it? I have a motion?
no.
Move to approve the 12-month.
Okay.
A second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion's approved.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ryan. All right, department reports. Should clear out the crowd.
I love them.
Chief,
Good evening. So the calls for service listing is attached to the packet for October. A few notable cases for the month. October 1st, the Hudson High School incident. I'm sure most of you are well aware of that after last week. But we were notified of a potential firearm in a vehicle at the high school. The student was cooperative. The student's parents were cooperative. We recovered the firearm and ammunition from the vehicle. Student was sent home. After that, he had started making threats against the students that notified us. And then he was immediately taken into custody and sent to the juvenile detention center in Eau Claire. October 11th, individual stole a vehicle from the city of Woodbury, drove it over here to our YMCA, broke into 22 lockers in the locker room, stealing cash, car keys, and wallets. He was arrested 3 days later. October 13th, individual pushed $7,000 of Milwaukee tools out of the Home Depot. He was seen walking through the county market parking lot with all the tools in a county market grocery cart. And he was apprehended after a short foot pursuit. October 17th, we were notified of terroristic threats made against Department of Revenue agents in the state of Minnesota and threats to blow up the Capitol over there. The individual making those threats was a resident of the city of Hudson. He was apprehended on a traffic stop after he left his home. October 23rd, there was a burglary up on the hill, CBD Hudson burglary, over $60,000 in damage and property taken. That subject was identified using the flock cameras and arrested. October 29th, a male individual wearing women's clothes, exposing himself to a female staff member at the drive-thru at Taco Bell, also located using the flock cameras and arrested a short time later. Any questions?
Chief, do you want to just briefly, that we met with the flock camera issue?
Yeah, we did meet with Mr. Kramer, talking about how we can rectify his concerns with the flock cameras. Basically, I mean, in a nutshell, he wants the city to remove all the cameras in his perfect world, but I think we found a good compromise by opening up the public portal, which basically allows members of the public to see how many alerts, how many hits that we get on the system, how many searches our officers are performing, and a few other things that people can see. that how we're using the system, and he was amenable to that. So for now, I think we're okay until, if something changes legally through the Supreme Court or legislatively, I think we're in a good spot with that.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
Can I just add, I'm soon to graduate, I hope, from the Citizens Police Academy, which is put on by Chief and his crew. Very informative. I know a few of us other graduates are sitting here. But thank you very much for me as a citizen, learning so much more about what you guys do, what tools you have, and and all the challenges you face. So I just want to thank you and pass it on to the staff that it was well received.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. And we run this academy every fall, so if you're interested, about National Night Out time, the beginning of August, is when we really step up our recruitment for this. So,
Make sure he gets a full 5-second ride.
That's right.
well, he already had that opportunity.
I have a doctor's note.
Thank you.
If Tom McCormick can do it, you can do it.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council. Enclosed in the pack tonight was our monthly report for the month of October for the fire department. A couple items of note that weren't on here. We're moving ahead with the town of Troy, getting that project off the ground. We've met several times in regards to the fire station with their architect. So we have a basic layout where that's at, something that everybody's agreed on will work. We've also sought out a demo fire engine, a pumper truck for them. They are in the process of buying that. So we can get that into our station, get equipment ordered, get that equipped so we can start training on it before next year. So the town of Troy stuff is moving pretty quick. There's a lot to get done here in the next 13 months, I guess, before that gets kicked off. Just a couple, not, I guess, unique to us incidents, but it's not very often that we have farm implement fires, but we've had 3 of them in the last 6 weeks. We had a combine fire, a tractor fire, and a skid steer fire. So nobody can remember in the history that's on the department that's ever fought a combine fire. So that was new to our guys. So that was kind of unique. And then we were called by United Fire about 3 weeks ago for a credible report of a child missing in a lake. Thankfully, the child was found on shore, and our divers were not needed. But that was a resource that's not often called, but we do have that resource that we provide the county. So our divers were called out for that. So just the other thing I'll point out on the report tonight is I'm starting to put in the response times, the dispatch arrivals for the city for the first suppression apparatus. That's going to be a key component moving forward as we talk about full-time staffing, is to show how long it is taking for us to get to a scene. So, any questions?
Anybody? Thanks, Chief.
All right.
Shelley?
Good evening. I provided October data in your packet. What I wanted to talk about was a special project the library has been involved in. Family members of the late Dick Wickham, I'm sure many of you know him, came to the Library Foundation with a substantial grant to develop a project that would benefit the community, particularly its youth, and recognize his legacy. So we have been working with those groups to develop a children's book with the Golden Rule team. And it is called The Golden Rule and the Classroom Clash. And it is a Dick Wickham Golden Rule Memorial Project. So with those funds, we were able to print many soft cover books that we're hoping to distribute freely, of course, to kids in our community. And we also have a number of hardcover for libraries, media centers, and any adults who want a copy. It's a free will donation. They are at the library, and those funds go back to the foundation so we can print additional copies in the future. So it's been wonderful to be a part of, and if you're at the library, be sure to take a look at it. Any questions?
It's a beautiful book.
Thank
Just
you.
beautiful.
That's very nice. Appreciate that. Okay.
Thanks, Shelley. Finance, Sam. Cue up the PowerPoint?
PowerPoint, full slide deck, the whole kit and caboodle for you guys. Good evening, Sam Hasu, Finance Director. Busy week in the Finance Department, getting the 2025 levy, all the paperwork associated with that, and the special assessments for utilities, public works projects, and trash over to the county. I believe you guys will have a report in your December, it's not 3rd anymore, 8th packet on that. Work to get the 2025 TID pay-go payments out to developers. Those are being reviewed now and should be dispersed to them by the end of the week. 2026 open enrollment closed on the 14th. So our HR staff member is working on getting everybody signed up for what's needed there and making those necessary changes effective January 1st. And then if that wasn't enough fun, we have auditors who are going to be remotely working on our interim audit November 19th and 20th, which I believe is Wednesday, Thursday this week. With that, I stand for any questions.
Anybody?
All right, thank you.
Community development. Oh, I'm sorry. Kip.
So,
Utility update? Sorry about that, Kip.
I'm not screwing everything up, am I? Kip Peters, Utility Director. There, just in your packet is just some updates on the current project that we have going on. Basically, I'm going to say probably 90% finished with that project now. They're finishing up bathrooms, things like that. On the interior, we went through our Excel shutdown. We had to get all new electricity into the building. So last Friday, we were actually closed. So they could shut all the electric down and get everything back in there. So that's finished. They are right now installing our security system in the new building and stuff like that. So things in the, like I said, we're about 90% done, so we should be wrapping that up pretty quick. So it's pretty much all I got for you this time. Questions?
Anybody? Thanks,
Thank
Kip.
you.
Now, community development. Michael?
Good evening, Council. This month I was much more focused on providing an update on what our engineering staff has been up to. They just finished off a very, very busy season, obviously with the 11th Street construction, Cantor Crossing ongoing, all of our reconditioning, everything like that. So I really want to give both Aaron and Maverick, our engineering staff, a huge tip of the cap because they put in a lot of long hours working with the crews out in the streets, and also with the Public Works Department. So you can see what they've been up to. Obviously, we've been busy with discount tire review, Texas Roadhouse, the Bernadette project that we heard a little bit about earlier, as well as Stage Line Road. That's the Girard project. We also obviously are dealing with school district property annexation proposal. The Department of Administration provided some advisory guidance that it wasn't in the public's best interest, so that is only advisory. We're looking at, where do we go from here, or where does the applicant go from here, and they're still determining, where to go. So it's been busy, and then we've been working a lot with both Lift Bridge to look at an amendment to their developers agreement with the new group doing the brewery, as well as the soccer association looking at a dome facility as well.
Anybody? All right, thanks, Mike.
Yep, thank you.
All right, so once again, I kind of like to move communications and stuff up before we go into closed session, just because very few people are tuned in when we get back. So I don't have anything, anything for other than to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Does anybody have anything else? Anything?
Yeah, I got a request from a resident. She's the president of one of the homeowners associations, and she would like for us to look into whether licensing long-term rentals would be a good idea, because there are a lot of long-term rentals that are not being properly maintained. And so she had some concerns about that because it affects their homeowners association. So I'd like to bring that to the council.
Okay.
And then another item that I would like to bring to the council is, one of the things that has been discussed is whether a half-cent sales tax could be, we could lobby our legislators for that. And so I think that it would be a good idea for us to discuss that as a council, whether that's something that we would like to suggest to our legislators, and then make a plan on how we were going to do that messaging.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes, section 19.85, sub 1, sub C and E. Sub C, considering employment, promotion, compensation of performance, evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Sub E, deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Collective bargaining of agreement update, discussion and action, police union and sergeant union. Do we have a motion?
Move to go into closed session?
Second.
Have a motion and second to go into closed session. Roll call.
Morissette?
Yes.
Wakefield?
Yes.
Knutson?
Yes.
Kennedy?
Yes.
Brooke?
Yes.
Hall?
Yes.
Motion's approved. We're now in closed session. Step across the hall and we'll be back.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. We stand adjourned. Thank you, everybody.